All right, guys. So we are live here with the Prentiss. He's kind enough to take time out of his day to share his experience working with Good Vibe Squad. I'll just let you go ahead and introduce yourself. Who you are, where you're from, and what do you do.
Sure. Thanks, fella. So I'm Prentiss Holt. I'm a real estate agent, broker, owner. I also have the ability to put myself in a position to work on the mortgage side. I am not a competing loan officer, just for the record, but I am in the mortgage business. I do assist in a tremendous amount of marketing, systems, tooling, coaching, mentoring. So I'm in the trenches on a daily basis in both sides.
We've been working for several months now. What has been, your experience working with us here in Good Vibe Squad?
My experience with working with you guys has been tremendous, and I'll kind of give you a 30,000-foot view of what that looks like. So when I reached out to McBilly and found out that you were partners with Preston and to learn more about Good Vibe Squad, basically my intentions were that I had a realization that at the end of the day that there was a huge missing component in the lending to real estate business. The two run parallels have been a conjoined industry for years, but there's been such a huge disconnect because at the end of the day, the lenders required and relied so much on the real estate agents to feed them the business for their relationships, right? So 2 or 3 years ago, I started realizing that we have to think outside the box and we have to get ultra creative in the sense that we have to have the lenders bring more to the table and have the ability to cultivate and retain the right relationships in the two industries that run parallel, because it has been a one-way street so long. Now it has to be a two-way street. So when I reached out to McBilly and Good Vibe Squad, you guys basically set the tone, set the precedent for exactly where I was wanting to start, and exactly what I wanted to do and achieve, and that was provide a product, provide the management, and provide some insight on how we at least get going so that we can get to the end game of where we want to be.
The way you mentioned this, right? So it's so important because not only for lenders, like you said, they relied so much on the realtor side to give them business. With our platform and what we're doing, lenders are going after consumer direct, right? And then pretty much now you could generate pre-approved home buyers that you can pretty much have that symbiotic relationship. So talking about your experience, Prentiss, can you talk a little bit more about specific numbers? Like what are we doing right now so far, from the past 4 months that we've been working together?
So over the past 4 months, we've had the ability to generate a tremendous amount of actual long form leads. And our abilities to implement new things from a CSR and an ISA on top of leveraging the automation tool that you guys are providing with your package. And we've been able to ultimately in the last 4 months be able to go from zero to up to $1 million in extra production a month. So what that equates to is taking an average loan officer and making them a great loan officer with the right systems and the right tooling and the right training.
Boom. Amazing. Now, obviously, Prentiss, you know a lot. You have a little bit more like marketing background because you are a marketer compared to, probably most people that might be watching this. And, most people, when they work with a company, they've probably been burned before, and, it's kind of difficult, right? So for you, what would you say kind of like made you, kind of have that trust factor on like deciding to work with us?
Educating myself in the process. When the open book is available, then you know that there's nothing hidden, right? When we talked, we had a lengthy conversation, and part of your process was, hey, we're an open book. You work with us, and here's what we teach you. Here's what we enable you to be part of. Here's what we allow you to do. And in doing so, there's no hidden secrets, right? At the end of the day, there's only hidden gems, and we have to find those gems. So that right there solidified enough for me that I wasn't just paying for a process that I was wishing on a star would work. I was actually in the process. So it's not about what you did for us as much as what I did for myself. You brought what we needed. It was my job and my responsibility to actually run it to be productive. So we get out of it what we put into it, and you made that opportunity available. Good Vibe Squad was there when we needed them the most.
Awesome, Prentiss. So one last thing, just to kind of close this off. I mean, for some, other people, other loan officers that might be watching this video, if they're thinking of maybe working with us, maybe they're on the fence, they don't know who we are, what would you tell them?
So basically, what I would tell them is, if you want to get lost in the sea, don't pay attention to what we're saying. If you want to get out of the ocean and get on the boat and get up to the cruise ship and get up to the captain level and love what you're doing, then we need to pay attention to what we're saying. At the end of the day, you cannot scale your business going forward as quick as technology is evolutionizing and as quick as the market is changing and as fast as everything is making a move in the real estate and the mortgage industry. You cannot do this on the same old principles that you've been taught for the last 20 years, 30 years, or even 40 years. So if you want to accelerate your business, they've got to hook up with you guys. They've got to understand, dial in, understand the dynamics, dial into the process, and figure out how they scale their business based off of their ability to leverage what you guys are putting forward for them. In essence, they have to invest in themselves. If you don't invest in yourself, you're not investing in your business, you're out of business.
Awesome, Prentiss. All right, man. Thank you so much for your time, dude. Appreciate you.
Take care, man.
All right.